Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Hanson here. I hope you guys had a great spring break. I know we had beautiful weather, so we got to go outside. Lily got to ride her bike. We got to go for walks, and we got to draw chalk in the driveway and play ball and all kinds of fun stuff because we had some nice weather. So I hope you guys had that nice break and you guys are ready to come back and get ready to work. So, for this lesson, we are going to need two papers. We are going to need this list paper, which I believe it was the first paper in your packet, and then this one as well, which this is going to be the second one in your packet. So, right now, the only one we're going to need is this paper, which says lists on the top. And remember or 2 weeks ago, because we were on break, we did the list. We did our grocery list and we wrote out 1, 2, 3, 4, and we listed our different grocery items. I think we had milk, juice, cheese, and apples. So for this one, super simple. We have our top. It says, things I can do now. So then it has all of the things listed what we can do now. Number 1, brush my teeth. Number 2, get dressed. Number 3, write my name. Number 4, do a cartwheel. Some of you guys might not be able to do cartwheels. I know one of my friends in our class, she can do an amazing cartwheel. Chloe has done amazing cartwheels. She can almost do a flip. She might even be able to do a flip. I don't even know. But if you can't do a cartwheel, that's okay. This is just an example for our list. So then down here, we have our things we learned to do. And we have, first on our list, say my ABCs. We can all do that. We've been practicing that all year. Write letters and words. We can all do that. We've been practicing that as well. Read words. We can all read words. So I know you guys can all do that. And all of us can count to 10. So these are all things that we've learned so far. But there's something missing with our list. Do you guys know what is missing in our list? Yes, we are missing our numbers. So this one, all we are going to do is write our numbers in front. So I'm going to show you my example for the very first one. And it says I have my number 1, and you guys see how I have my little dot after my number 1? Remember, we have to put our dot after our number 1 so that we know that our number is over and then our first item on our list. So number 1, say my ABCs. So then you guys know what number comes next? Yep, you guys are right. You're number 2, 3, and 4. And I want you guys taking your time and writing your numbers super neat. So on this paper, that is all I want you to do. I want to know that you guys know how to put your list in number order. Okay? Super easy. So next, this is where it's going to get tricky because I want to see what you guys can do. This one where it says list, and at the very top it says getting ready for school. So I want to know 3 things you do in the morning when you get ready for school. And I want you to put them in order of how you do it. So when you wake up, what is the first thing you do after you get up? So I am going to give you an example and I'm going to write my number 1. And then I want you to think about 3 things that you do in the morning and how you do them. So when you get up in the morning, what do you do right away? My first thing I do is I get out of bed. So I need to write my number 1 first because this is going to be the first thing on my list. So I'm going to write my number 1 and then my dot. So if you guys want to do that now, you can. So I have my number 1 and my dot for my first thing on my list. And then I'm going to write get out of bed. So when I write get out of bed, I don't have to capitalize it because it's not a sentence. It's just an item on my list. So I'm going to write my word get out of bed. So Number 1, I have get out of bed. See, I have my number and my dot, and then I wrote get out of bed. Now, it has an extra line there, so if it takes a little bit more space, if you guys write a little bit bigger than Mrs. Hanson, or if you write something totally different because you are writing your own list. I don't know if you get out of bed first. Maybe you lay there for a little bit. Maybe you don't even want to talk about getting out of bed. Maybe you want to talk about what comes next. Because it doesn't have to be right away. I just need to know what you do in order. 3 things. So you could say, I brush my teeth. I eat my breakfast. I get dressed. I brush my hair. I kiss my mom. I kiss my dad. Something like that. So when I get out of bed, then I'm going to write my next thing down. So I'm going to show you where I want you to write your number and start your next item on your list. But I'm not going to write anything. So I have my number 2. See how I skipped a line? Because these 2 lines are for your first item on your list. Then these 2 lines are for your second. If you don't use it, that's okay. See how Mrs. Hanson didn't use her second line? That's okay. I'm just going to ignore it like it's not even there. So then I have my number 2 starting right here. There's a big space, and then I have my number 2 starting on this line. And so I would write my number 2 item, but I'm not going to write anything because I want to see what you guys come up with. Then for my last and third item, my very last one, I'm going to write my number 3, and I want to show you where I'm going to write that. So I have number 1, get out of bed. Number 2, I want you guys to think of something what you would do after maybe Mrs. Hanson gets out of bed or your next item. And then number 3. So you should all have your numbers there, and then think about what you do first, second, and third, okay? And then you guys can write those down. I'm not looking for if you guys are writing or spelling the words right. What I'm looking for is that you guys are taking your time writing your letters correctly and making sure you use your spacers. Either your finger or your spacer. See how Mrs. Hanson on her first line, I have good spaces between each of my words, and you can tell where each of my words start and end by looking at my word because I did good spaces, okay? So that's what I want you guys to do. First, numbers on this paper, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then write me your list of what you do when you're getting ready for school in the morning. And I am looking forward to seeing what you guys do in the morning. I bet we all do something kind of the same and maybe even totally different. So I look forward to seeing that soon, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right. Bye, guys.